Hello there, I'm Ariana CP Hunter, real estate broker and financial expert. And today we're going to be talking about, well, first-time sellers. And usually there's a lot of videos on first-time buyers, but not a lot of first-time sellers. So let's talk about that. And today's going to be just an overall broad view on what documents you need and what to expect. If you want more in-depth, then let me know and I'll create a video that gives you more information. But the very first thing at hand is, well, do you own your property clear or do you have a mortgage? If you have a mortgage, you want to get a payoff. You want to get that information, usually to the place where you make the payment. They will give you the number to the department that takes care of that, and they'll usually good for 30 days or whatever dates that they assign. If you were to pay off your property today, this is how much you owe. So, task ahead, depending upon what kind of financing you have going on. This is for usually a normal transaction because there's many ways houses are being held under ownership, but that's another video for more in-depth. Generally, a mortgage company will let you know how much you owe on your property if you have a conventional type of loan. The next thing is taxes, how much you owe. Now, if you own your home in clear, then if you owe taxes this year previously, which is not uncommon, then you need to have that paid off before closing. Of course, you're not going to pay it off yourself. You're going to pay it off from your proceeds. It's not going to happen because you need to pay them before. You'll pay them at closing. And they'll take that from your profits, and that's how you pay them. Now, if you have a mortgage, they have an escrow account, and they're collecting for you previous. So it's going to be prorated. They're going to charge you for the months that you have been in the property, and you will credit the future buyer for the times the time you were there in the property for as far as taxes. So it gets divided times you use, and it gets credit to the right party, and that is done by the escrow company, which brings us to another fee, which is going to be title searches. Finding out if you are a real owner of this property, that you have the real power to be able to sell it, and that's what they do. They go back in time and research the archives to see if you're the real owner. They give you, that's a search, then they give you insurance, and they're ensuring that you are the legitimate owner and no one's going to come and claim the property at a later time for the buyer. Also, there's release fees for the county because a mortgage is a lien on the property, and it's very little. It's about $40, but depending on the county, and that's where that will be a fee associated with it. Also, documents, administrative fees, and so each has a percentage. It varies, but I'll kind of give you, it will vary. It's kind of hard to say, but I'll put it down in the description, just kind of give you an idea based on the price. Title companies charge about the same. So it's basically the service, the difference, not so much how much they're going to charge, because they probably much charge the same. Now, other fees, well, the big one, it would be, well, liens. That's another one before I go any further. Any liens that you had in the property, maybe you were not aware you had it, you had work on the property and you didn't know that they put a lien in, and they didn't take it off. You paid them and they never took it off. They need to come out. They need to be paid off also before, and usually it comes out of pocket before, or I think that escrow company does that too. Sometimes they do. Most of the time they do, because people don't have that kind of money sitting around. So it comes out of the proceeds, but for the most part, they do need to be paid by the seller. That I have seen. It depends. It depends what is negotiated, but for the most part, yes. That is responsibility of the seller all the time, always. The other fee will be, well, the agent's fees for assisting you to sell the property. It varies. It's nothing, everything's negotiable, so it will vary. That will be depending what you agree with your sales agent. And they'll give you a settlement net sheet documenting these expenses, so you kind of get an idea of how much you're gonna net. They're gonna give you a market analysis. They're gonna tell you what the market varies, And based on that, in the condition of the property, then you're going to come up with a number to sell the property. Based on the number, you're going to deduct all those expenses that you foresee, and that's what you're going to end up netting. Okay. Another one will be that documents that you might want to have at hand, insurance documents. If you ever had a claims on the property, you had a brand new roof, or any claims to show the date that you had anything done to your property, that is just because you need to have a disclosure that is done by hand by the seller, because it's your own handwriting saying this is what I find to be wrong with my property, or what, to my own knowledge, this is what it be. Now, it is not bad. Is something that you need to do better good. You need to disclose, because the potential buyer wants to know if they want to deal with something of that nature. Now, they're not buying brand new, so they don't expect brand new. So if your roof is 20 years old, then just say it. Just say it is, and then they're not going to expect you to buy a new roof for them. Okay, that is not expected. Everything is negotiable. But no. You know, you need to just say whatever you think to the condition your house sits today, you need to reveal that for the potential buyer. It's disclosure by the owner. And that's a document that you will need to fill out. And negotiations, another cost that might be something you don't expect, is if you decide to make any changes, repairs to the property before you list, or during the time that you list. If you fix a fence, if you fix plumbing, that come out of your pocket. Or after inspections, they usually request things to be done. Of course, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do, but in parts of negotiations, sometimes they agree, okay, I'll give you credit for this much, or I'll fix it myself before closing. And all those things get updated, okay, with a contract. And there are many ways to go around that. Either you pay, you can give credit, or do nothing. There's the options, okay? But this is documents and what to expect. So usually, those first documents I mentioned, the payoff, the taxes, which are the biggest ones, liens, are the most important things that you need. Associations, I forget. HOAs, if you have any fees that you owe them and you are not up to date, you need to pay for those fees. Transferring fees are usually paid by the potential buyer, but any fees that are back dues or any citations that haven't been paid, then those need to be paid if you have an association. So pretty much those are the documents and kind of things that you need to expect. Now, if you want more information, I'll tell you, I'll make you a video more in depth, but I thought it was interesting to let you know, because a lot of people, that's what we do. We do a lot of listings, and a lot of people just don't know what to expect. It makes it nothing to be afraid of. It's actually a positive thing. People, you know, selling is not always negative. It's positive. People are moving up to other properties, downsizing, for many reasons, whatever reasons you need to sell. But this information is vital to have. Now, we help people who are losing their properties, there are foreclosures, short sales. That's another set of conditions. But this is an irregular transaction and a regular sale. This is the documents you expect to have a hand and need in order to come out with the numbers, to have a picture of what you'll be netting. I hope this has helped you. Till next time.